Today we're putting two of my favorite colored pencil brands to the test, so stick around. Hey there everybody, I'm Rachel and this is Hunter. We are PencilStash. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we are going to be talking about two of my favorite brands of colored pencils, Prismacolor and ColorIt. And we're going to be putting them through a series of tests and then grading them on a scale of 1 to 10 and then adding it all up in the end. So let's get started, head over to my desk and we'll get going. We're going to start with our Prismacolors. And just to give you just a little bit of a rundown or a recap about these, this is the 150 set. Originally, I had invested in the 72 set because I wasn't quite sure how I was going to like them. And of course, I loved them. So I started with my 72 set, and then I started buying open stock. Which meant, just going to my art supply store, grabbing individual ones that I was liking, but I'm still missing about 40 of them, and I've been coloring with, 110, whatever that is, and it's been great, but I just saw that Amazon was selling the 150 set of Prismacolors for $59, which is ridiculously cheap. So I got myself the beautiful complete set. I'm very excited. So what I'm going to do with these is basically fill in the ones that I was missing into my set, replace some of the shorties that I have. Some of my Prismacolors are literally this big. So these will sort of be like my backup, my fill-in set, if you will. So definitely a great investment. I love these. I will put a link down to the $59 down into the description if you guys want to check it out too. And now let's check this out. So this box actually is a lot better than the 72 set. This one is kind of has like a magnetic closure here. I really like this. And when you open them up, they're just so pretty. They are in these little plastic, dividers, which aren't great. They're, certainly fine, but not great. They're very flimsy. They're 3 deep. And I definitely wouldn't keep them in here just in terms of like when I color, just because it would be really hard to access them all at the same time. So I definitely would want to, put them into my kitchen utensil dividers like I always do. But just in terms of shipping and, the way that they come, these are certainly, very, very nice. So again, 150. And they are quite beautiful. And these are wax-based colored pencils, by the way. And these are the ones that I primarily use in my coloring tutorials. So if you've been watching and following along, these are the ones that I primarily use. And let's put these aside and we will switch gears to our ColorIt ones. So here are the ColorIt colored pencils, and I love that they come in this case. These are a great set in terms of value. They are a fantastic price. I will also put a link down to these on the ColorIt website in the description if you'd like to get them. But these I've actually thought about are a great set to travel with. So, if you're going on vacation, if you're, going to spend, a couple of weeks somewhere, and you still want to bring your coloring, these are a great set to travel with. And again, they come in this great case and unzips. And you've got all these fantastic dividers. This is the set of 72, and they come in these individual little elastic loops. They sharpen to a great point, and they even have a dedicated pencil sharpener with its own little loop here. I've never ever seen that before. Normally you're, sticking the colored pencil sharpener wherever you kind of can fit it. So that is very, very nice. And then again, these come in fantastic colors. There are only 72. That is the limit. There's no open stock. There's no larger set. So, definitely really great colors, but a little bit limited in terms of the quantity of colored pencils that you can get. So we talked about packaging at first, and then we talked about value, meaning price. So we'll go over the packaging first. So because this box is not really something that I would keep my colored pencils in, it's really just sort of a box that I see as sort of getting the pencils and then I'll take them all out, maybe store the extras in, but certainly not something that I would use for everyday coloring. I'm going to award Prismacolor 4 points out of 10 for its packaging. And for ColorIt, I'm going to award ColorIt 8 out of 10 points. Now, I'm definitely giving it points for having, you know, this just nice little carrying case with a zip on it, including a pencil sharpener. No other set of Prismacolor, I think, comes with a pencil sharpener built into the packaging, which I find really, really nice. I will just kind of take off 2 points. You know, I would have given it 10, but giving it 8 out of 10 just because sometimes those elastic loops are a little bit tight. So if you're constantly, you know, having to put them in, take them out, put them in, take it out, you know, it's not exactly the most, you know, put them in and go kind of packaging. So right now it is 4 against 8. And in terms of value, you know, I kind of broke it down. So I don't know if this is going to last. You know, it's certainly the best price that I've ever seen this 150 set for, but I was able to find the 150 set on Amazon for $58.54. So again, I'll put a link to it down in the description, but doing the math for 150 pencils, that basically comes out to 39 cents a pencil, which is ridiculously cheap. If you go to like a Blick art supply or your, you know, place where you can find open stock, they're usually at least around like $1.50, I want to say. So fantastic value there, getting the full box. Now with ColorIt, you do have to purchase the entire set. There are smaller sets, you know, obviously with both, but for this 72 set, it is $49.99, which comes out to 69 cents per pencil. So just doing the math at 39 cents per pencil and 69 cents per pencil, I have awarded Prismacolor a 10 and ColorIt a 6 on terms of value. So the first challenge that we're going to do is a sharpener challenge, and I did not use the ColorIt sharpener last time I reviewed these colored pencils, and I definitely want to do so today. So again, this is the one that comes with the set, has that nice little belt loop, and we're going to try this. So I've taken one of the ColorIt pencils, and we're just going to see how it sharpens. So this is kind of how it looks right now, and let's see how it does. Because for me, sharpeners are incredibly important, because if you don't have a nice sharp tip, then you're kind of limited with you know, the fine little detail work that you go, oh, this is good, this is very good, look at this, this is great. I am very, very, very impressed. This is a really, really nice sharp tip. Actually hurts when I poke myself, and it's nice and strong. So I'm actually, you know, kind of manhandling this a little bit. It's not loose in the shaft. It's not fragile. I'm very, very impressed. It is not easy to find a sharpener that can kind of give as much of a point as this. So definitely good points for ColorIt. Now we're going to take one of my old, more used and well-loved Prismacolor pencils that has a nice dull tip here, and I'm going to use the pencil sharpener that I normally do, and let's try it out. And this one, again, I'll put a link to it down in the show notes, but it is literally just like $1.50 sharpener that I got with a very, very cheap set, and I love this thing. It gives me a nice sharp tip, and it kind of goes in on an angle. I don't know if you can see that, but it's definitely the key to this thing's success. And again, does a fantastic job, nice and sharp, nice and solid in the shaft, and nice and sturdy there when I poke it. It doesn't kind of take that tip off and, you know, knock off the fine point. This one's very good. And then I'm also just going to try another one, and I'm going to use the ColorIt sharpener just to see how the ColorIt sharpener actually works with my Prismacolors. This thing turns like butter. It's really nice. Yep. Awesome. Fantastic. So I don't know if they sell the sharpener by itself. If they do, I'll certainly try to find it on the website and put a link to it down in the show notes. But this thing, if you guys are struggling to find a good sharpener for your Prismacolors, this one might be your winner. Okay, so in terms of Sharpenability. So both pencils sharpen fantastically. They're both very, very nice in terms of how pointy of a tip that you can get. I know that some folks have complained about breakage with Prismacolor. I've not really experienced that. You know, maybe it's just the pencil sharpener that I'm using. Maybe it's the pressure or lack thereof that I normally apply, but I've not experienced that. I'm just going to give a little bit of brownie points to the ColorIt just because they do include a pencil sharpener with this case, which I think is a really, really nice touch. You can get one with Prismacolor, but it is a separate purchase. You know, it's not something that I've ever seen with any sets. ColorIt also has a separate pencil sharpener for $4.99 on their website. So if you already have, you know, great colored pencils, but you're looking for a great sharpener, definitely check out the ColorIt pencil sharpener. So with that said, I'm going to give Prismacolors a 9 and ColorIt's a perfect 10. So the next thing we'll take a look at is the color range, and I have here 2 completed color charts, one for the 72 set of ColorIts and the 150 set of Prismacolor. And you might think that it's a clear winner just because Prismacolor has more colors than ColorIt, but that might not necessarily be so. So why don't we kind of go through each one and we shall take a look. So let's look at ColorIt first. And what I really like about the ColorIt palette is that it's very vibrant. There's lots and lots of beautiful greens, lots of blues, a good range of purples, really, really nice, warm, soft grays. The only thing that I would complain about is that some of the colors are very, very similar to each other. So if you notice, you know, a lot of the reds are in the very, very same sort of color tone, and they're sort of missing like that classic fire engine red. And then some of the tones are actually quite similar, such as this pink inspiration and bubble pink. So maybe just a little bit too close in terms of some colors, so it kind of takes your 72 down to maybe 65. But that's really my only complaint. You know, otherwise they go on extremely smooth. You know, really nice range of colors for the most part. And again, you know, a great set to have if you're traveling. You know, you certainly have plenty here to do a really, really great coloring page. So let's take a look at the Prismacolors. Again, this is the 150 set. So just a couple of things here. Really nice wide variety of color range. So kind of dissimilarly to the ColorIts, there is a very nice range of colors here. Not a lot are alike. You know, you kind of get into, you know, just a little bit of the similarities, maybe here in like the yellows, maybe just these, you know, couple of oranges, but it's really not too prevalent. And then another aspect that I really like are the 3 different types of grays. So there's a range of warm grays, a range of cool grays, and a range of French grays. Really nice variety here. And then I love their browns. I mean, you'll see me use browns and greens in a ton of the coloring pages, and these are definitely some of my favorites. Definitely this dark umber, the light umber, the chocolates, really, really beautiful warm browns. And then the other nice thing about the Prismacolors is that there's a very nice range of skin color type choices. So, you know, really nice peach beige and seashell pink, you know, some of these a little bit more, you know, colors that would really lend themselves to skin tone. I would definitely sort of see that as a clear advantage over the ColorIt, which really doesn't have that much variety in terms of skin tones. You know, like even some of these might be a little bit tough to pull off with kind of a realistic effect. So for the scores on color range, I think that we do have kind of a clear winner with our Prismacolors. I'm going to award them 10 points. And while ColorIt's range is very, very nice, just for the reasons that we've already talked about, I'm going to give the ColorIts a 6. So now we're going to test our blendability, if that's a word. I've taken a nice piece of blank drawing paper here, and we're just going to test it out. And for some reason, I really like the way that these feather when I use a circular motion. It's kind of funny with the Prismacolors. I kind of use all sorts of motions like, you know, horizontal, vertical, cross hatching, but the ColorIt seemed to do really, really well when you use a circular motion. So I'm just going to use the Prismacolor blender, and this is what it looks like when it's all nice and long, but I'm just going to use my shorty because I like to use them up, and I'm just going to put it in the extender. Now I will point out that the ColorIt set does not come with a blending pencil. And I personally think that that's a little bit of a negative. Somebody who uses the blending pencil as much as I do, I definitely miss that. So I'm just gonna use my Prismacolor blender and we're gonna see how it works. But definitely something that, you know, I would definitely count as, you know, something that you're gonna have to provide and, you know, just kind of, you know, put in here. You know, maybe you can kind of put it in with the sharpener loop, you know, just so that you have one, because I don't think that I would, you know, I think that I would miss it. Now we'll do the same with our Prismacolors. Trying to use the same greens as the ColorIt, just so that we can really compare apples to apples. And now we'll blend this one as well and take a look at the results. So here's our completed blending experiment, and this is the ColorIt again, and this is the Prismacolor. And I have to say, I think I like how the ColorIt blends a little bit better. On the Prismacolor side, you can see a little bit more of that kind of harsh line, even though I worked very hard to make it kind of feather out, but it's still a little bit there. So either I needed to maybe do a little bit better job here, or the ColorIt's kind of won out on this one. So I'm gonna give my vote to the ColorIt. All right, so in terms of blendability, so I was struggling a little bit with my Prismacolors. I will give a couple extra brownie points to Prismacolor because they actually sell a dedicated branded blending pencil, which I find invaluable. ColorIt does not have one, so you can obviously, you know, use the Prismacolor blending pencil with your ColorIts, but definitely some brownie points with the Prismacolor. But in the end, I sort of decided that the Prismacolors blend at probably about a 7 out of 10, and the ColorIts I'm actually going to give an 8 out of 10. All right, so the scores, and it was so incredibly close that it's actually a tie. Both of them have scored an exact 40. I swear to you, I did not do that on purpose. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of a tiebreaker. And I thought about a couple of ways to do that. And you know, one of the ways that I came up with was accessibility. So with the ColorIts, you know, again, they do come in sets. So for example, if I ran out of my favorite color, Aspiration Green, there's no ability to order an open stock or single pencil. And if you've ever known me to color, you'll notice that I have quite a few shorties in my collection, which is why I bought this in the first place. The Prismacolor set. So if I have a shorty of Aspiration Green, but all my other ones are nice and long and, you know, plenty of use left, if I wanted Aspiration Green, I'd have to buy another set. So definitely not ideal, you know, definitely something that, you know, I would encourage the folks at ColorIt to consider. Getting some open stock pencils for us. But with the Prismacolors, I can literally go to a art supply store and get any number of open stock pencils. You know, I tend to use a lot of greens, a lot of browns. You know, again, some of my pencils are this short, and those are my favorites. And just being able to run out and kind of replenish those one at a time, you know, even at $1.50 is definitely more worth it to me than, you know, maybe going out and buying a whole nother set that I might not utilize entirely. So with that said, I'm going to give the brownie point to Prismacolor, making Prismacolor our winner. However, I do want to just kind of highlight ColorIt and how close this race was. I love both of these pencils. So, you know, I really did not go into this with a clear understanding of, you know, who was going to win. No clue who was going to win. You know, I really wanted to put it to a fair test. And, you know, those are kind of my 5 or 6 points that I try to evaluate colored pencils with, and Prismacolor has won, but close race with the colors. I will definitely be using both of these pencils, and the nice thing is that because they're both wax-based too, I can use them interchangeably. I can use both at the same time on the same page, and they'll just dance really, really nice together. So. And don't forget to leave me a comment down below on which you prefer. Hopefully you've tried both and can give an objective opinion, but definitely leave me a comment down below about if you have a favorite brand of colored pencil. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you check out all of the links that I'll be putting down into the description. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. It helps new folks find my channel. And if you're new, please hit subscribe so that you will be notified when I've uploaded new content. And let's go out and check our featured work from Instagram and Facebook. If you want to submit your work for featuring right here, you can do so in one of two ways. You can upload to Instagram using the hashtag PencilStash, or you can join our Facebook group. It's PencilStash Adult Coloring Group. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.